Under the lights of Progressive Field, September does not bring a game. It brings judgment. The Royals arrive from Kansas City, carrying the weight of injuries and doubt, while the Guardians stand at home, desperate to believe that the flicker of October can still be fanned into flame. This is not just the start of a series, it is a trial. One team moves forward. One team is left behind. Ryan Bergert takes the ball for the Royals. He is the figure of control, a rookie whose numbers whisper order in a world collapsing toward chaos. A 2.61 ERA, hitters bound to a 184 average. He does not overpower, he suffocates. Every pitch he throws is a test of patience, a quiet hand tightening around an opponent's throat. If Kansas City is to survive, it will be through him. Slade Ciccone stands opposite, and with him comes volatility. 5 wins, 6 losses, an ERA fraying at 4.78. In his last 7 starts, he has bled runs, 49 hits in just 38 innings. He is the gambler, the man who lives inside the crooked inning. Tonight, his role is not to dominate, but to endure. Cleveland's front office bets that regression bends in his favor. Their season hinges on that fragile hope. The clash is not simply pitcher versus pitcher. It is defense against disorder. Kansas City, 3rd in ERA, 4th in fielding, a machine built to erase mistakes. Cleveland, last in batting average, last in on-base percentage, but with Jose Ramirez carrying the weight of a franchise on his shoulders, the Guardians believe momentum, 3 straight wins, 6 of their last 10, can overturn numbers that say otherwise. And here lies the fracture: belief versus inevitability. And today's AI pick is Guardians money line. At home, with history on their side and the Royals' offense chained to the health of Bobby Witt Jr., Cleveland has the path to steal one more night from the jaws of mathematics. Will we cash or will we burn? Abaddon waits with the second trial.
At Truist Park, the contest carries the weight of inevitability. The Cubs arrive as contenders, the Braves as survivors of a season shattered by injury. Yet September has no mercy. Even a broken team can force the strong into a one-run knife fight, and baseball's cruelty thrives in that narrow space. Shota Imanaga takes the ball for Chicago, and he embodies precision. A 3.15 ERA, a whip under 1, and 7 straight outings carved with ruthless control. He does not overpower. He suffocates. Every pitch is a verdict. When he commands the strike zone, order is restored and doubt has no purchase. Bryce Elder stands against him, and his numbers are the language of decay. A 5.54 ERA, a swollen whip, 15 appearances marked by a 6.12 ERA bleeding across the summer. He is a sinker baller who lives at the knees, but every pitch carries the seed of collapse. His brief success against Chicago last week is not a promise. It is an illusion, a false signal before regression claims its due. But the game's fracture lies beyond the starters. The Cubs' bullpen has lost its anchor. Daniel Palencia gone. The 9th inning unguarded. Without him, roles unravel, confidence erodes, and the safe lead becomes a fragile rumor. The Braves lineup, thin though it is, finds life in late chaos. Matt Olson, Michael Harris, and Marcell Ozuna need only one chance in the darkened innings to force the story sideways. This is the consent collapse. The bettor's instinct says the Cubs control this game, but the structure whispers otherwise. The safer wager is not on dominance, but on survival. And today's AI pick is Braves plus 1.5 on the run line. The underdog wears the shield, protected not by strength, but by the certainty of variance. One run will decide it, and Atlanta stands inside that margin. Will we cash or will we burn? On to Game 3 with Hada.
At T-Mobile Park, the night leans heavy with consequence. The Mariners stand on the edge of the playoff picture, every inning a test of their staying power. The Cardinals arrive wounded, their lineup stripped of Arenado and Donovan, their chances reduced to spoiler's ambition. Under these lights, 2 pitchers face one another as mirror opposites. Miles McCullough brings experience, but also fragility. His 4.89 ERA speaks of contact surrendered, of fly balls that too often leave the yard. He does not miss bats. He hopes for defense and fortune. Against a power-driven lineup like Seattle's, hope becomes thin. He is the pitcher who survives until he cannot, who holds steady until the wall crumbles in one sudden collapse. Brian Wu brings the opposite: order, precision, and rising dominance. A 3.02 ERA, a whip under 1, and nearly a strikeout per inning. He commands space, denies base runners, and suffocates rallies before they begin. At home, in a park that silences average hitters, his strengths are magnified. Tonight, he does not need perfection, only continuity. The offenses tell the rest of the story. The Cardinals, without their stars, stand diminished, an order without teeth. Seattle, by contrast, swings with thunder, 205 home runs, with Julio Rodriguez, Cal Raleigh, and Eugenio Suarez striking fear into any pitcher who lingers in the strike zone. Yet, even here, the park presses its hand upon the game. T-Mobile dampens flight, bends balls back into gloves, and turns certain home runs into long outs. And today's AI pick is the under 7.5 total. The Mariners may strike, the Cardinals may scrape, but the structure of this night tilts toward suppression. Wu bends the Cardinals into silence. Mikolas fights to keep the flood at bay, and the ballpark itself conspires to keep the score low. Will we cash or will we burn? Up next with Game 4, the voice belongs to Angel.
At Sutter Health Park, the Red Sox and Athletics collide with September tension pressing every pitch. Boston arrives as a contender, their record strong enough to keep them alive in the wild card hunt, yet fragile enough that every loss threatens to unravel their path. Oakland stands as spoiler, their season long gone, but their power bats waiting to ambush any misstep. Garrett Crochet starts for Boston, and he is no ordinary ace. His season has been carved in dominance. A 2.68 ERA, more than 200 strikeouts, and the rare command to bend both velocity and movement into submission. He suppresses hard contact, forces hitters to chase, and carries the aura of inevitability when he is on his game. For the Red Sox, he is the foundation of belief. Luis Morales stands opposite, a rookie wrapped in mystery. His 1.59 ERA glitters, his whip sits under 1, and yet the deeper numbers whisper fragility. A fielding independent pitching mark near 3 tells the story of regression waiting, of fortune hiding behind small samples. Against lineups with patience and experience, those cracks can widen quickly. Tonight, the Red Sox come hunting for that correction. The offenses frame the contrast. Boston is built on balance, 5th in batting average, capable of stringing together contact and the occasional surge of power. Oakland thrives on thunder, sitting near the top of the league in home runs, a lineup that can change the scoreboard with a single swing. But power alone cannot always overcome inconsistency, especially when faced with a left-handed ace who has made a career out of neutralizing sluggers. The setting matters. Sutter Health Park is no bandbox. It swallows fly balls, drags down scoring, and tilts the scale toward pitchers who command the zone. For Crochet, it is another ally. For Morales, it may buy him time. For both offenses, it is a constant brake pedal. And today's AI pick is the under 8.5 total. The numbers bend toward suppression, the park leans quiet, and the duel between a proven ace and a rookie rising through luck suggests fewer runs than the market expects. Will we cash or will we burn? Up next, Game 5 belongs to Rocco.
Oracle Park holds the weight of September, where every inning drags on the future. The Giants and Diamondbacks meet not as casual rivals, but as survivors on the edge of elimination. One team leaves tonight still breathing in the wild card hunt. The other staggers closer to silence. Logan Webb takes the ball for San Francisco, and with him comes certainty. A 3.17 ERA across nearly 180 innings, a strikeout-to-walk ratio that bends toward perfection. He does not waste his effort. He dismantles hitters with command and depth, working ground balls into the dirt and daring lineups to string together anything at all. He is the anchor, the pitcher who carries both reputation and reality into the late innings. For Arizona, Nabil Crismat climbs the mound, a journeyman turned improbable stopgap. His 2.14 ERA glitters across only 21 innings, a sample too thin to mask its fragility. He does not overpower. His fastball whispers in the low 90s. He survives on guile, on command, on the hope that weak contact will find a glove. Against ordinary opponents, this can suffice. Against the patient bats of San Francisco, the cracks may spread. The offenses mirror their states of being. The Diamondbacks still flash balance. Marte steady, Perdomo clutch, Carroll dangerous. Yet without Lourdes Gurriel Jr., their lineup feels shortened, their middle order less threatening. The Giants bring patience, power sprinkled in the swings of Willie Adames and Rafael Devers, and steady contact from Heliot Ramos. They lack overwhelming force, but they draw walks, they punish mistakes, and behind Webb, they need only enough runs to tilt the night. The park itself plays its role. Oracle suppresses flight, bends the arc of the ball into the glove, and conspires with Webb's skill to press scoring down. Every sign points to tension, to runs rationed carefully, to a game where every pitch echoes louder than it should. And today's AI pick is the under 7.5 total. Not a duel of explosions, but of suffocation. Webb sets the pace, Chris Matt fights for survival, and the park ensures that even rallies burn cold. Will we cash or will we burn? The recap belongs to Lilith.
The night has carried us through 5 battlegrounds, each game a fracture in September's story. The air is still heavy with wagers and warnings, and now we gather to count what has been written in fire. First, Cleveland. The Guardians stood against Kansas City, and the pick was the Guardians' money line. In the storm of fading playoff hopes, they held their ground, and the choice was cast in their name. Second, Atlanta. The Braves were given the shield, +1.5 on the run line, against the Cubs. The ladder of safety does not always lie in power, but in margin, and that margin belonged to them. Third, Seattle. The Mariners met the Cardinals, and the number whispered low. The pick was the under 7.5 total, a night where Wu's dominance and McCollus' struggles still bent toward silence. Fourth, Sacramento. The Red Sox crossed into Athletics territory, and again the air grew thin. The pick was the under 8.5 total, as Crochet's command and the park itself pressed the bats down. Fifth, San Francisco. The Giants and Diamondbacks carved out a final duel, Webb the anchor, Chris Matt the survivor. The choice was the under 7.5 total, a game of suppression rather than surge. That is the litany in English. Now hear it in the tongue of fire and salt. Primero, guardianes en la línea de dinero. Segundo, bravos para 1.5 en la línea de carrera. Tercero, marineros y cardenales, menos de 7.5 total. Cuarto, medias rojas y atléticos, menos de 8.5 total. Quinto, gigantes y Diamondbacks, menos de 7.5 total. And back again into the ritual close. Like and subscribe. Will we cash or will we burn? Und der alte Satz flüstert im Dunkel. Wer die Stille versteht, hört die Wahrheit im Lärm. The old saying whispers in the dark. Whoever understands silence hears the truth in the noise.